ca Senegambia Beach Hotel. Corporate tables available. Individual tickets $1,000. Sunday 18 February Ngedom Dance ca Independence Stadium Bakau. Ndugo bi $400. Dimanche 19 February live show ca Independence Stadium VIP $400. Ordinary tickets $250. Damane Gamtel Gamsel Yengo Tinañ lépp pour jàppale Operation Save Your Baby, the President's Empowerment of Girls Education, Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital, Gamtel Gamsel Staff Endowment Fund. For bookings and inquiries, dial 9986414, 9986188, 9971124, 9966461. Officially sponsored by Gamtel and Gamsel. Yai Baro.
World news from outside the Gambia now. Anti-war demonstrations in Senegal continued on Tuesday night in the country's capital city, Dakar. Riot police and protesters clashed across the city, with the leading singer and opposition figure Youssou N'Dour joining thousands of protesters urging Wade to step aside. Meanwhile, reports say one person died in the latest round of violence in the country. We have details in this report.
One person was killed in clashes between protesters and police in Dakar city centre Tuesday evening. Senegalese police used tear gas and clubs to drive back the protesters, who lobbed stones at the police. One of the two victims was a young man in his 30s knocked down by a truck. Dozens of others were injured.
These elections won't be held as long as Abdoulaye Wade stays on.
Thousands of people responded to an appeal from the June 23 opposition movement challenging President Wade's bid to run for a third mandate. One protester, singer and politician Youssou N'Dour was there to galvanize the crowd after his own presidential candidacy was rejected by Senegal's highest court.
We are giving ourselves for our country. He must go. He must leave. He must go this evening.
Several opposition candidates rallied in the streets with their supporters. They all say they are united against what they call a constitutional coup d'etat.
Everyone knows that Wade has no right to run again. It's not because the court validated his candidacy that we will back down. We are defending the people's rights, and we must defend the Senegalese people or die trying.
The power struggle between President Abdoulaye Wade and his critics is just starting. His opponents say the protests will continue as long as they have to. Presidential election rivals say they will run in the February 26 election, whatever happens.
China's growing influence in Africa has come with some price the global economic giant is paying. Recent abductions of Chinese expatriate workers is leaving Beijing with few options, especially in areas like Sudan's South Kordofan region. Beijing has meanwhile announced the release of 25 of its nationals who were kidnapped in Egypt. Let's look at this report for more on that.
Officials from the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs arrived in Khartoum on Tuesday to obtain the release of 20 Chinese workers in South Kordofan who were taken hostage over the weekend by rebels.
We have set up emergency mechanisms and try to work closely together with the Sudanese government to help the release and also the safety of the Chinese workers.
The Chinese nationals had been working on a road project when they were captured by the rebel group, which has admitted to holding them. The rebels say they took the hostages during an attack on Sudanese troops. So far, the group has made no demands. 17 other workers with the same company were evacuated to the capital by the Sudanese army. On Tuesday, an identical scene was played out in Egypt. 25 Chinese employed in a cement factory were taken hostage by Bedouin tribesmen. The Bedouins are demanding the release of 5 of their relatives who were imprisoned following a series of terrorist attacks on tourist sites between 2004 and 2006. On Wednesday, the Chinese government said that the workers in Egypt had all been freed. The two events highlight China's growing commercial importance in Africa and the opportunity this presents to rebel groups which may attempt to weaken political stability by driving out one of the continent's biggest trading partners.
Well, Checking the weather now by the Central Focus Office.
The Gambia is endowed with a wonderful landscape full of baobab trees. Like its Cape Point in Bakau, it is one of the most exotic sceneries in the world. The baobab tree is a symbol of resilience, wisdom, and resourcefulness. For the baobab tree provides good food in times of hunger, rents its bark for medications, and its sap for glue. In the Gambia, there is a company like the baobab tree, 100% African and purely Gambian in all aspects, in know-how, design, value, capital, and management. That company is Elton. Elton, employing hundreds of Gambians and proudly associating itself with development in the Gambia. Elton, side by side with the Gambia.
It's a warm welcome to the weather segment and from the Central Forecast Service. I am for the chair presenting. First, we begin with the summary followed by the forecast. It was relatively warm and partly cloudy, especially in the afternoon today over the entire country. And tomorrow previewed over the rest of the continent. We propose a look at the image captured at 16:30 hours, indicating the presence of thunder clouds over part of the central continent and the southern part of the continent. Elsewhere indicated clear skies and stable conditions over the period. For the forecast tonight, we were expecting cool, breezy, and partly cloudy conditions to prevail over the entire country, while the day tomorrow will be partly cloudy and warm.
And before we go, a reminder of our headlines. Vice President Dr. Isatunjai Saidi has alluded to the strong link between agriculture and efforts to further develop the Gambia. The Monetary Policy Committee has revealed that growth in emerging countries remains robust, but warns it is expected to moderate somewhat due to the contagion blamed on the European debt crisis. A police truck has run over one of the protesters seeking to pressure Senegalese President Abdoulaye Wade to reconsider his controversial third-term bid. And China has announced the release of 25 of its nationals who were abducted in Egypt, but over 2,000 others are still being held in Sudan's restive South Kordofan region. Well, you can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website, which is at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. Well, that's all in the news at 8. Thanks for the pleasure of your company, and join us at 10 for another bulletin.
With MoneyGram, the world becomes a little smaller. Borders become bridges. Oceans become opportunities. And any day becomes a good day to connect. Be it to send money or receive it, our low rates, 10-minute transactions, and thousands of locations worldwide make connecting easy. And easy is good. MoneyGram. Money transfer. Choice is in your hands.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, baby boy.
Please give a big round of applause.
On my journey, jumps when they start to follow me. Hammer luck, some days they suck. When you live for the buck, we get for the family.
Honey, it's all about Munchie Milk Salt Cake. I love it so much.
Mom, I love game. Please be bringing more.
Sol Agents, MFH Group, all Sinukel outlets, and King Food Banjul. Call us now on 439-4954 or 422-9975. Munchie Biscuit, the best biscuit in town.
musical records.